What's up, my dog Hector? How you been, bro?
Inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault, and that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerge from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the Washington football team. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. A short kick taken at the 18. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
I just looked at my wrist, I got time today. Fuck it, I'm crossing the line today. The hate me so real, the love be fake. We bumping their gums and bumping my tape. Don't go against me. They ask for my help. Go get out your feelings and get it yourself. I got the same shoes, but you ain't gonna step.
Hey, say that right, Eric. What's up, my dude? How was Christmas, man? How was Christmas?
I just looked at my wrist, I got time today. Fuck it, I'm crossing the line today. The hate me so real, the love be fake. We bumping their gums and bumping my tape. Don't go against me. They ask for my help. Go get out your feelings and get it yourself. I got the same shoes, but you ain't gonna step. That shit that you just put out, you could've kept.
Out of the gun, Newton. He'll find Harry on the right side. And he'll be tackled right on the
I see what you did.
And what a nice example there. The tight end doing exactly what he needs to do.
Everything good, bro? Man, you know, mine was lovely, bro. I did nothing but chill and get ready for Cowboy football.
And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Flush to his right.
Thank you.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Running left, Henry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
And Derrick Henry with the ball in his hands, what a sight to behold, because power and speed involved in every touch for him.
The Henry bus.
Spectacular season with the Titans. He became the first since LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006 and 2007 to win 2 straight rushing titles, and he did it with style too. Just the 8th man to top 2,000 yards and the first since Adrian Peterson in 2012. He has his sights set on another 2,000-yard season.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Henry. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Henry with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And Washington has taken the first quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Set to return. Here's Raheem Mostert. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Newton's throw here into the hands of Moore. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of 40. So
it's funny you should, because I think it's an imitation of Will.
Quarterback to the top 5 in passing yards. What do they need to do to try to keep him under wraps?
Well, they didn't sleep a whole lot getting ready for this one. I can guarantee you there's just so much to combat. But I think they're going to zero in on taking away his top target. Double, triple him if they have to. Make the other guys rise up and try and beat them. They'll feel a whole lot better if those guys win in the routes instead of their number 1 guy.
On 2nd and inches, Newton. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2. Now it's Newton. Eluding the pressure.
Thank you, Mark.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Kent Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
It's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. But that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
46 yards on the ground for him so far. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. A toss right to Henry. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you'll have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, this defense for the Panthers, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Well, they had a gain of 1, then 2, and now 3. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. This time, Griffin will throw. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Jeremy Chin picks it off. And the Panthers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit. That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
On 1st down, it's Newton. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
From the 50, Newton.
Thank you.
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Cameron Curl. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Boy, Charles, that is now 3 interceptions in 3 consecutive drives, and you can see he's just got a look of disgust and bad body language, understandably, as he walks off the field.
And I think it comes from the fact that he's not sure what he sees down the field, Brandon. I don't know if he's seeing ghosts. I don't know if he just can't read defenses. I'm not sure what it is.
Cam Newton. What you expect? Somebody he cannot read. He's Cam Newton, nigga.
Hoping to intercept the pass.
Nigga's not goated.
Expecting to intercept passes. Their confidence at an all-time high right now.
2nd and 10.
Henry running right. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
The big part of a middle linebacker's job is being able to take on blocks and then go make plays. But the best ones, they have those big guys in front of them playing defensive line that hold blockers off of them and allow them to flow sideline to sideline and make the big hits.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
it's Griffin. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. After the penalty, it's Henry. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, this nigga fucking
obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Still a ways from the end zone as they come up now on 2nd and goal. A run here for J.D. McKissick. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season.
3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open, left him nowhere to go with the football, had to absorb the sack.
And his kick here is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Now a 1st down throw for Newton. Escaping the pressure right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
To throw again on 2nd down. Newton. Buying time to his left. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Check Mike 47. Check Mike 47. Watch the run. Watch the run. 47's a Mike. 47's a Mike. Yeah.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Found his target, it's Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Now Newton on 1st down. Flush to his right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. picked off by Cameron Curl. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, we heard all week that they were going to put the football in the air a lot.
Gee golly, all that shit talking buddy was doing.
Interceptions, Charles, that he has thrown in this first half. How do you treat a situation? What do you say to your quarterback right now?
Boy, that's an interesting question because a lot of it depends on the head coach and the people making the decisions. You have to know your quarterback and know if he's mentally tough enough to have a chance to turn it around. Or is he a guy that maybe you've seen enough and it's time to go to the backup? But right now what you're rooting for is your defense to help keep you in the game, to give him an opportunity to get back on track.
Henry again on second down. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Play action, it's Griffin. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Here's McKissick. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. To throw is RG3. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Now Washington going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And did he have enough? He did. He kept it online and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10.
5-2 is the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2. Switch up. Switch up.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Going deep for Benjamin. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we have come upon halftime, and it's the visiting group from Washington who are out on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So Washington in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. DeAndre Carter returning it. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
Washington will take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line can play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10.
Check 13. Check 13. Small. No.
Derrick Henry. Breaks the tackle, now an alley. Pushes him over. Still staying on his feet. Are you serious? Touchdown, Washington. No surprise coming off a 2,000-yard season. It was Derrick Henry who totaled the most yards after contact in the NFL last year, and he's up to his old tricks here.
Yeah, this is a guy who runs with such balance and control. I mean, he went through that early contact just like he was driving over a speed bump, and he's able to continue his way downfield and wind up in the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Finding some room at midfield. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. So an instance there of Cam being Cam. We know he can use his legs.
And with that big body, it's hard to get him down, even if you get a clear shot on him. Plus, he moves it a lot faster than what people think. And boy, does he have fun playing the game of football.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
3rd and 2, Newton. Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. Out there setting ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
And it appears there are no answers from the defensive side. I think right now, if I'm the coordinator, if I'm down on the field, if I'm wearing a hat, I've already thrown it. If it's a visor, it's sailed, right? My game plan is down by my feet right now because nothing I've drawn up appears to be working.
Well, he's going to have to find something right now to stop this offense. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 153 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
On 2nd down now, it's Henry. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
2 things to watch. First is strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
They go play action. Griffin. He's going to air one out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Jerry Chin picks it up. And the Panthers force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play that time through the air. 39 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. A shotgun snap for Newton. Open man is Robbie Anderson. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
This is Newton off the play fake to McCaffrey. Eluding the pressure right. And now here's another interception.
This nigga offense is so basic.
And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double check that shit. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
On that hot ass breath, nigga. Thought it would be a better game than this.
It throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot. They're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Give the tackle to Hassan Reddick. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, Pat. You gonna say, damn loud, you a hoe. Remember this from NCAA 2008?
They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
Remember that from NCAA 08? The power toss? With all the linemen? Oh, man, you need to add that to your playbook, bro. That's a little something. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, show you how to run the ball.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A first down carry for Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 2nd down, it's Henry. First down and much more for Henry. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. 189 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll try the right side with Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he's going to get this inside the 30. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Fights off the defender. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Griffin. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Derek Brown just creating a disaster there for the offense as that one goes 16 yards in the wrong direction. Washington on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and forever. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Washington on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and a mile. Play action. Now Griffin. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Derek Brown able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard, but that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter. Out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Flushed out right. The 20. 5. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A big play there on the catch and run.
Well, that's something you haven't had to talk about much this game. A nice big play right there. But this team, overall, they haven't done a whole lot offensively.
Well, they're still sitting on the goose egg. We talk about defenses having pride in a shutout. This offense wants to get rid of that 0. Newton throwing again. And that'll be caught. Panthers touchdown. It's Benjamin with a grab. Calvin Benjamin is 11th.
Yo, what's up, Jay Fresh? Man, I'm over here beating up somebody on Madden that was talking a whole bunch of shit to me.
Here in the 4th quarter. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review.
Yeah, hey, I'm talking about he was talking big shit.
Everything coming from up above.
You fucking suck. You're a loser. You're a loser. Blah, 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 blah. All that bullshit. But the score reflects itself.
So they called it a touchdown originally. This will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that cuts this lead down to 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Again, it's Henry. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Boy, 224 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he just continues to pummel this defense.
Hey, Pat, your opponent is experiencing network issues. Please wait while we try to reconnect. Oh. Oh, man. Hey, what's up, bro?
Look at your stream.
I ain't cutting my fucking stream off.
Stop.
I'm trying, but I guess that nigga power cut off.
Power
that
cut
nigga
off.
Power cut off after he taking that ass whooping.
I was trying to send you party invites, Pat.
Oh
My shit
man, I'm
just
gonna
cut
end
off.
this stream because my other opponent not ready to play.